Yasuke forever. For the knuckleheads out here crying over the inclusion of Yasuke, the African samurai, in the upcoming Assassin's Creed video game, and saying Yasuke is not a samurai but a retainer, learn what the meaning of the word retainer means. I'm talking in the Japanese sense, not the Western sense. Retainers are usually samurai. The term refers to a vassal in feudal Japan, usually a samurai, offering military services. Y'all so out your mind out here, y'all had to go to Wikipedia and y'all felt the need to bomb Yasuke's wiki page and change his samurai status and to dispute his significance in history. The audacity, y'all. Or dare I say the caucasity. That's how far the power of whiteness and white supremacy pushes folks into foolish action. Odanobunaga made Yasuke his retainer. He gave him a sword and land. Nobunaga's son gave Yasuke money, and along with the money he got like a stipend as well. And they probably gave him women. Guess who else was Nobunaga's retainer at the same damn time? Toyotomihideyoshi. Who's he? Nobunaga's successor. Hideyoshi was a peasant who became a retainer and later a lord. He is one of the three great unifiers of Japan. Retainer is a high honor, not some random servant job. Carrying the Lord's swords is a high honor. Don't confuse squire with retainer. Hideyoshi got to carry Nobunaga's sandals. Still a high honor. You don't touch another man's sword or sandals in samurai culture unless he bestows that honor. It's not like it is in the Western culture where a squire carries a knight's sword or shield around, not for the honor, but it's his job. Don't mistake squire for retainer. Carrying your Japanese lord's swords means you are considered loyal and highly trusted. A slave, a random servant, isn't going to be allowed to handle anyone's sword. Okay, I get it. No, we don't have definite documentation that says Yasuke was declared a samurai. But doggone it, he sure is bestowed with enough honors as a bushi that it brings him pretty damn close to the point you might as well consider him a samurai. So what's a bushi? It's a person who made their living fighting with weapons. It's where we get the term bushido. A samurai is a bushi who fights for the nobility, basically an elite bushi. Now ask yourself, if Yasuke was a documented bushi, and he was documented as a bushi, and he was a retainer for the top noble lord in Japan, Nobunaga, then what does that make him? A damn samurai in all but name. Remember, this was a time when the term samurai was not yet well defined. Well, actually, at one point earlier in Japanese history, maybe about 200-300 years earlier, it was well defined and you had to be of noble lineage. But then during the Sengoku period, it became a little less defined. And then in the Edo period, it became like this definite thing. Future Zeke here again. So basically, during the Edo period, you need to understand that samurai became a definitive concept again. So like I'm saying in the video, during the Sengoku period, the samurai concept was kind of vague, kind of broad, so to speak. But in the Edo period, it became more defined because a rigid class system arose during the Edo period, more so than in the Sengoku period. Yeah, there was nobility and stuff like that, but even more classes came about during the Edo period, and they were much more rigid. During that time, samurai, the concept of samurai was a definitive concept. They had to live in castle towns, and also samurai were the only people allowed to carry swords during the Edo period. I hope that clears some stuff up and gives you some more detail and context. All right, back to the video. So, don't play semantics with me, okay, y'all? Understand what the word samurai means going through time periods and what the word retainer means. Yasuke is depicted wrestling in one of the few pieces of ancient art ascribed to be him. He was known to have been a warrior back in what would become South Sudan or possibly Mozambique. So he knew how to fight. Now, was he some great swordsman? Who knows? Was he taught Japanese swordsmanship? Who the fuck knows? Probably, but he knew how to fight before. And he was seen as a fighter by the Japanese. And he fought in at least 2 battles. We also have haters saying, if he was a samurai, why didn't Yasuke commit seppuku? Which is really, it's ritual suicide. Why didn't he commit seppuku along with Nobunaga when dude got defeated by Akechimitsuhide? Since seppuku was the most honorable form of capital punishment. No one is sure exactly why Yasuke did not commit seppuku when Oda Nobunaga was defeated after his betrayal. But some researchers believe it was because Yasuke was a foreigner and seppuku supposedly reserved for Japanese. Or there's the belief that Nobunaga committed seppuku and his lover, Mori Ranmaru, was his second, meaning a second is the guy who cuts off the seppuku guy's head. Then Ranmaru committed seppuku and Yasuke acted as his second. Yasuke was the only one left after that. Since there was no one to act as his second, he couldn't commit seppuku. But also, at the same time, everybody can't keep going around committing seppuku. You know why? Because then there would be no samurai if everybody was running around committing seppuku. So, after wars and after people were defeated, people survived and didn't kill themselves. So basically, on these possibilities, the jury is still out. I'm leaning more with the Yasuke's foreigner status. So when Mitsuhide captured Yasuke, he's like, no, you're a foreigner. Only us honorable Japanese get to do seppuku. Future Zeke here. So doing some more research, and I found this partial quote from Akechimitsuhide about Yasuke. So basically, when the Oda clan was defeated, Oda Nobunaga was defeated. Then Yasuke went to Oda Nobunaga's son and joined up with him, and Nobunaga's son was then defeated by Mitsuhide's forces, and then basically Yasuke offered his sword to Mitsuhide. And Mitsuhide rejected him, saying that, no, you are nothing more than a beast to me. And so basically, not being Japanese, Yasuke didn't commit seppuku, so he figured, okay, I will offer my sword to the next lord, which a lot of samurai did. Once their clans were defeated, then they would offer their swords to the next guy. And that's what Yasuke attempted and was rebuffed. And instead of killing Yasuke, Mitsuhide sent Yasuke, had him escorted back to the Jesuits, the Jesuit priests, from which Yasuke had arrived into Japan with. And again, there's some dispute there that did he arrive in Japan as a slave, or was he already freed by the Jesuits? Because the Jesuit priest that he was with was very anti-slavery, so I doubt he would travel around with a slave if he didn't have to. So there you have it. That's kind of the view of why didn't Yasuke commit seppuku and what happened to him at the end. Damn it, give Yasuke his due. Recognize, we not out here romanticizing. Yasuke was a samurai. Meanwhile, y'all quick to give William Adams his samurai flowers, and the dude came like 30 years after Yasuke. And he was a sailor, not a swordsman. Sure, Adams learned some sword skills, but that was later. And I don't care about that dude. That's something else. That's another story. This topic, of course, came up in Reddit, and a Redditor had the perfect response to all the anti-woke bullshit. And that Redditor said, and I quote, "Mental gymnastics over not wanting to see different races on screen must be draining." Folks, y'all's racist ignorance is no longer sad, it's pathetic. Where was the outrage when Tom Cruise played a fictional white guy who experienced the end of the samurai era in that trash movie, The Last Samurai? The twisting into pretzels just so not to give Yasuke his honors is no longer cute. It is frustratingly annoying, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yasuke the Black Samurai forever.